So let's talk a little bit about Star Wars Battlefront 2. Right off the bat, I'm going to start off by saying that this game is a lie. What do I mean by that? Well, it's a lie. Everything. Its development, its release, the gameplay, what they promised, everything about it is fabrication. So let's not beat around the bush. EA saw Star Wars and cash signs lit up their eyes. They thought that they could turn this game into just yet another cash grab where all the fools would be parted from their money. So, did their plan work? Yes, it did. People who don't know any better, it's Star Wars. Of course they're gonna buy it. And you know what's unfortunate is that I wanted this game to succeed really bad. I remember watching the promotional videos and art months ago. In my gut, I felt that there was going to be some issues down the road, and unfortunately, I was right. Beneath all the bullshit and all the greed of the microtransaction systems, of the heroes, of the rewards you get by playing the game, there's just another nugget of awfulness about this game. I want to talk a little bit about this story. For months now, EA and DICE have hyped this game up as the story told from the other side. Iden Versio, Inferno Squad, the Empire. While this isn't exactly a new topic, or a new idea that's been covered, the original Battlefront did this in 2005, and TIE Fighter did this way back in the 90s on a little bit more of a complicated scale, in my opinion. EA and DICE basically promoted this game as, play from the imperial side type of game. Well, they straight up lied. You spend the first 3 missions of this game playing as an imperial, yes. After that, you defect it almost immediately to the rebels. And I want to talk a little bit about this. I would have been alright if they defected to the rebels. And knowing Disney, knowing EA, knowing the current trend of AAA game development and not taking a lot of risks, I get it, right? Had they done this halfway through the story or around the end, I would have been fine. But after 3 fucking missions, really? What sucks about this is the stark contrast between the game and the book. I listened to the audio novel before going into the game to get a little bit more backstory on the characters. And I found it to be pretty decent, for a Disney novel, I saw a lot of things coming. It wasn't exactly, it didn't really blow me away, but it was decent for what it was. Now, whoever wrote the book clearly had a bit better understanding of what Inferno Squad should have been, in my opinion, and I think in the opinions of many others, because whoever wrote the story for the game was off his rocker. The game, unfortunately, really shit the bed. So there's going to be some spoilers ahead, guys. I'm sure you know that, however. I also want to add that I'm a bit of an EU stickler, so there might be some biases here. I just thought you guys should know. Where does this story fall apart? After the 3rd act, when Operation Cinder comes into effect. Operation Cinder is one of the worst ideas I've ever seen implemented into Star Wars. What I hate about Disney Star Wars is the complete disregard and lack of reasonability the Empire has. In Disney's Star Wars, the Empire is presented as a bumbling force, essentially. They have absolutely no idea how to do things, and it is no different here. Unlike in Rebels, however, stormtroopers don't bumble around, dropping their guns, doing dumb shit. but they do something unimaginably stupid. So the premise here is that the Empire wants to install fear into the galaxy, and by doing this, they burn their own homeworld with the Star Wars equivalent of the Hammer of Dawn. So they toast their city of Vardos, which is an imperial city. It's shown its loyalty numerous times, from what I understand from the background. People there are incredibly loyal to the Empire, and for some reason they decide, hey, you know what's a good idea? Let's make our own citizens even more fearful to us by killing them. It's an awful premise. It's incredibly stupid. There's really no other way to put it. This game takes place after Return of the Jedi. And in Return of the Jedi, after the Emperor was defeated, everybody is celebrating the death of the evil Emperor. So, my question is, with your empire fading away, everybody hates you, you're on the verge of defeat. My question is, why would you harass and kill the very few remaining people loyal to your cause? It makes absolutely no tactical sense to me. Without getting into too much banter here, I want to say that this is just Disney's way of getting everybody on the fuck the Empire bandwagon. And you guys know that this is true, come on. This is prevalent in a lot of the medium now. You know, it's shown in The Force Awakens, it's shown in Rogue One. Even in Rebels, the Empire is it's worse. It's the worst in Rebels because the Empire is shown to be a bunch of idiots. Essentially, they're all moronic to the point that I just can't take it seriously, and I can't take this game seriously, unfortunately, because the story is so trivial. It is such tripe. I wanted to like this game, I really did, but the way that it's handled, the way the story sucks, it killed. After the third mission, I didn't even want to play the story anymore. I had my fill. I had to turn the game off and go out for a minute just to process, like, what the fuck, man. On top of all the lies that this game has produced in the past, like, 4 months, you know, from the microtransactions to the hero unlocks, to the fact, you know, EA blocked refunds on this game, to all the negative press about it. On top of that, they didn't even have the decency to give players a decent story here. That is the biggest slap in the face to me as a fan of Star Wars. I was promised a imperial focused storyline. That is the least they could have given us. So after I had literally left my house, I went on a little bit of a drive. I came back, I loaded up the game again and decided to tank through it. And what I was left with was essentially just disappointment. You know, I was promised something different and I was lied to. You know, I was straight up lied to. This wasn't an Imperial focused game. You didn't play as an Imperial, you know. 3 missions doesn't count. I'm sorry. The only sliver of interest I had in this campaign was around the end. Essentially, there was a dream sequence where you played as Kylo Ren, Del. You know, you basically go into his mind and fuck around with his memories, and basically Del dies a traitor's death. Again, I don't actually hate the actions the characters take. I hate the piss poor writing. The writing fucking sucks. The writing is the worst part of this game's storyline, and it's an insult they thought that this would be acceptable. That's really it. If you go past the shit, if you go past all the microtransaction crap, the sludge of the corporate greed, you know, EA churned out, you know, the multiplayer itself is pretty fun. The gameplay is still solid. It plays well. It runs relatively well. It's still Star Wars, you know. The visuals, of course, are beautiful. Blaster marks and stuff make the game really. You feel like you're almost playing the movies, and that's the best part about it. But when you add to the fact that the hype around this game was all based on lies, the story sucks, the greed basically got this game questioned and investigated in places like Belgium. It really goes to show this game shouldn't be supported. You know, fuck this game, dude. You guys shouldn't support this game, and I'm glad this game has gotten the flack that it's gotten, because it doesn't deserve any praise. It's canon, you know, the story is canon in this new Star Wars timeline. Be it as you will, in my opinion, I think the new timeline sucks. I have to throw that out there. You know, with this is just kind of the icing on the cake. Sadly, I feel like Star Wars storylines have just been declining, and this just adds on to that, guys. You know, don't buy this game. I'd go as far as to say don't even rent it. Thinking back, I saw some of the videos of the development of this game, such as the times where, you know, Iden goes, "Hope cannot save them," and you know, where they were doing a lot of the mocap stuff. So many of the scenes that they did in production seemed like they weren't at all in the final release. So I don't know if there might have been some tinkering by EA or Disney behind the scenes where they changed the idea of an imperial campaign. They promoted this as such, so I don't know what happened. In a way, I don't really care, because the final product we got is just unacceptable. It's trash, and it's a shame, because I was really hoping that we'd finally be able to play as the Empire with no strings, but I guess that was too much to expect from a modern EA Star Wars game. So that's it, guys. Hope you liked the video. You know, comment and subscribe if you'd like. But yeah, fuck this game, guys. Don't buy it. Don't support it. Don't support EA. EA is an awful company. I feel bad for DICE. It's clear that they put a lot of care into a lot of the details of this game, and it's just a shame that the story and the gameplay is kind of shit the bed with this awful story and the microtransactions and dumb shit. So yeah, guys, until next time, peace out.